Hi, I'm Mr. Bison. I'm talking about the bass here, and I wanted to just start with the parts of the bass. So there's a couple parts that we should be aware of. First, we have the scroll up here, and then we have the tuning pegs for basses. Most of you are going to have these tuning pegs that stick out the back. I know there are different ones. You might have some that stick out the side. If you ever have a bass with something that sticks up over here, if you're a beginner, that's probably not the right bass for you. But you have the tuning pegs here. This is called the neck, which makes a lot of sense, and the black piece on the front is your fingerboard. Right up here we have a raised section that the strings go over. This is called the nut right here. These are the shoulders of the instrument. I mean, if this is the neck, the shoulders, that makes total sense, right? As we go down, these giant things that look like F's are F-holes. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. And this is the bridge right here that the strings go on the tension over. You can find most basses have some sort of screw right here so you can increase and lower the tension. Basses have a lot of uses out there. So, and the bottom, we have the tail piece right here, this big black piece. And sticking out the very bottom in right here is our end pin. And the end pin is what goes down onto the floor. And most basses have a rubber cap on them, but if you don't, you may need something to put that so you don't scratch up the floor or anything like that. If it's just a solid metal point, you might want something to keep from scratching up the floor, at least so people around you don't complain about that. That's the parts of the bass there. Next, the bass right here. The bass is the largest of the stringed instruments. It's also referred to as the double bass or the string bass. And today we're going to start right off with just how to hold the instrument, or in this way, case how to set your instrument. Now I realize you can't see my feet here, but I'm going to give you an idea. So just set your feet with your feet kind of facing out like this, and you want the end pin, and the end pin is that thing right there sticking out the end. Well, it's an end pin, right? The end pin should be off to your left side. Oh, and the end pin should be pulled out far enough so that your nut, the nut of the instrument here, should be right about eye level. Now I know on the camera, it looks like this is actually higher than my head, but my eye level is actually right with it right there. So you want this to be right about eye level. That's about how you know how to size the bass and about how high it should go using the end pin. So you can see I already have this set. So we set the end pin going off to the left. My left foot should be pointing toward that end pin, okay? And then I want to bring in the bass and let it rest against my hip. Let this shoulder right here rest against my hip. And the bass should be at roughly a 90-degree angle. Might be a little bit more than 90 degrees, but roughly at a 90-degree angle so that you can play it well. So you have it all ready to go right here, and then you can play it. Those are the basics of how to set the bass. We're going to talk about bow grip and everything else in another video, but I wanted to make sure we got basics to set the bass. So let's go over that one more time. Make sure your end pin, which is that guy right there, sticking right out. Make sure that end pin is set so that the nut right here is about eye level. You're looking right at it. You have your left foot pointing toward that end pin. Set the end pin and then lean the bass into you. You should not lean to the bass. You shouldn't be like anything like that. It should be you're standing straight and tall and you're leaning the bass into you. The shoulder goes against your hip right here, and it's about 90-degree angle. And that way, when we add a bow or if we pluck, it's very easy to do. So those are the basics on how to set yourself to play the bass.